Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. I've never hid the fact that I am a DC fanboy. I love all things DC, Superman, Batman, all that kind of fun stuff. So even with the James Gunn reset of the universe with David Zaslav going, look, buddy, we're broke. There's really we can't afford, we can't afford all the people we had before. We got to find new talent that nobody really knows anything about. And I understand a lot of people are upset about that, and a lot of people hate James Gunn all to death. But at the end of the day, it's one of them situations where I am still cautiously optimistic about the future of the DC universe. I think the casting for the Superman stuff has been absolutely spot on. We were even getting a Ginger Jimmy Olsen. It's one of those things like her Lois Lane is, trust me, boys and girls, you're not going to complain. But at the end of the day, it's one of them situations where I like to cover all this stuff, and leaks and all of that kind of stuff has always been kind of our bread and butter since we had the old channel with the Common Nerds and the original Common Nerd channel. We've always done this kind of stuff because I'm cautiously optimistic about this, and that's exactly what we've got here today. Because boys and girls, we've got some slight potential leaks that might give you some spoilers, but at the exact same time, it's also kind of stuff that we kind of already knew from some of the set leaks and some of the other stuff that had been talked about and all of that kind of stuff. But we're going to go over it anyway. We're going to check it all because basically it just kind of confirms some of the things we know. And James Gunn's out there basically going, look, man, it's not really spoiling anything you guys already didn't know from all the set leaks and everything else. But it's still kind of very curious, and it is kind of nice to confirm some of this stuff and actually give names to some of the characters that we had only assumed who they were from some of the other stuff that we'd seen out there. So we're going to check out this article from cosmicbook.news, getting all of the juicy details of exactly what these things are showing off over here, because it's always the toy leak, boys and girls. It's always the toys that ended up letting us know stuff beforehand. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do this without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Does it surprise you at all that these toys are revealing some of this kind of stuff, or is there some stuff about this in these toy leaks that you didn't know? And all the ways, as a friendly reminder, boys and girls, this is a spoiler alert, so if you are trying to avoid all spoilers of all kinds, please, by all means, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe before if you haven't already, and then I'll see you guys on the next video as well. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, let's check this out from cosmicbook.news and our dear sweet Matt McGloin. Superman toy leaks reveal spoilers. Dun dun dun, there's the crypto. A list of Superman toy leaks reveals spoilers for the movie and confirms some of the rumors. I suppose if you've only been following all the news and rumors closely, the spoilers don't really spoil much. But the list reveals two potential major spoilers. Worth a mention is that when questioned, James Gunn did seem to say they're not major spoilers, as Gunn responded to the leaks. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'd have to okay all the toys, and I don't think any of them spoil anything. Gunn also responded to the villain rumors a while back and confirmed that villain is Lex Luthor. The primary protagonist is Superman. Shockingly, Superman is shockingly Superman. The main villain of Superman is shockingly Lex Luthor. I don't know where all this stuff is coming out that is something other than this. There are so many stories coming out every day. It's difficult to deal with, and every time I strike something down, I'm giving it attention. So I'll say again, don't believe anything unless you see it here. And why would you want to know everything before the movie comes out anyway? And he's got a very valid point, but since we are in kind of like the entertainment news industry, it's kind of our job to report on this kind of stuff and talk about it. So like I said, that's why we give spoiler warnings at the beginning of these kind of videos, and it should be kind of obvious from the thumbnails and everything else. So what do the Superman toy leaks reveal? The Superman toy leaks confirm that David Korn's sweet Superman does indeed battle Ultraman, and that the leaks reveal Lex Luthor has something to do with a baby Kaiju. Yes, boys and girls, we're going to get ourselves a little baby Godzilla. Couldn't that be fun? A while ago, it was rumored that Ultraman would be in the movie. However, it's not the Ultraman that most fans are familiar with. Set pics have revealed an actor with black goggles wearing a all black with a silver U on his chest, as Superman was seemingly arrested by Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. And one of the things about that is we already know that this is going to be a slightly different version of the traditional heroes we're going to see, especially when it comes to their costumes, because we've got some groups of superheroes that are working for the government. We've also got some superheroes that are working for corporations, so they're not going to be your traditional costumes that you're used to seeing them, which is why we all kind of assumed with the giant U on his chest that it was going to be Ultraman. So once again, not a big spoiler, boys and girls, not a big spoiler here. And obviously we know that Frank Grillo Sr. is going to be in this, as well as the fact that he's going to be in Creature Commandos and all of that other kind of stuff too, which Creature Commandos comes out, I believe, this December, and I'm actually kind of cautiously optimistic. The trailer looks really good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. And like I said, we've obviously got more of this stuff. These are all the set leaks that we've seen and all of that kind of stuff from in the past that we've covered before. A lot of good stuff. The costume looks pretty good on here. And a lot of this stuff just looks like a lot of fun out there. And of course, we've got the trunks back, boys and girls. So some fans are theorizing Ultraman was created by Lex and is some sort of Lex-Superman hybrid. This is just fans kind of theorizing at this point. We haven't heard any leaks or any kind of rumors about that actually being the case. Maybe similar to Bizarro. Worth mentioning is that Gunn never shot down the Ultraman rumor. Again, Gunn just confirmed Lex is the villain. So yeah, Lex is going to be the mastermind behind a lot of that kind of stuff. And I imagine he's probably the ones behind the corporate superheroes as well. Regarding the baby Kaiju, Kaiju is the Japanese term for monster, as Godzilla, King Kong, etc. are referred to as kaiju. So maybe like steals a baby kaiju, monster of some sort, and the mom isn't too happy. Or the baby kaiju grows up and battles Superman. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't love to see a good kaiju versus Superman battle? I mean, that's just some classic kind of superhero stuff right there. So here's the potential spoilers, right? So we got Superman with Krypto from the toys, obviously. Lex Luthor with the baby kaiju. So that's kind of where things get to go interesting on that one. Ultraman, obviously we knew. Superman, Metamorpho. DC Superman with DC Superman movie with the kaiju, just the kaiju character by itself. Metamorpho, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner. We kind of knew, well, obviously we already all knew all of that. Ultraman. I don't know what a WV5 T-Craft is though. If anybody out there in the comments knows, I'd love to see what kind of superpower vehicles that actually is. You've got a superpower playset, Fortress of Solitude. Obviously, not a big shocker there. It's a Superman movie to have the Fortress of Solitude show up. Oh, color us shocked there. The Baby Joey. I'm not really sure on that one on there, but it's got a vinyl figure. You got a baby kaiju and Metamorpho. So obviously Metamorpho is going to be a big part of this as well. He's going to show up several times as well. So that'll be very interesting to see how they end up pulling all of that off as well. So you got Superman with the Krypto. Lex Luthor with the baby kaiju, Ultraman, Superman movies, all of that kind of stuff. So Superman flies into theaters on July 11th, 2025. Also starring Rachel Brosnan as Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, which I think he's going to do a great job. I've already seen some interviews from him. The boy is very smart, doesn't let any leaks out there, but he's smart as well. Isabel Merced as Hawk Girl, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Eddie Garce as Mr. Terrific, and Maria Gabriela de Ferrer as the Engineer, and Anthony Cargon as Metamorpho. Making up the Daily Planet cast includes Sky Gilsdor as Jimmy Olsen, which we got a redhead, Vic Burnett as Steve Lombard, Michael Hoover as Cat Grant, Christopher McDonald as Ron Trope, and Wendell Pierce as Perry White, which, yes, the Perry White is a race swap, but you know what? It's not going to bug me in that as much as they try to do with a lot of other nonsense. So Molly Alcock is also supposed to be performing as her first time as Supergirl prior to her own movie, and a lot of other kind of stuff that you guys have probably already heard before. But this is kind of interesting. It's one of those things that just kind of confirms some of the rumors, some of the leaks, some of the suspicions we've all had. It's like I said, it's nothing really groundbreaking for those of you that have been paying attention to the leaks and the spoilers and all of that kind of stuff. It's not really anything shocking other than the fact that we have now got it confirmed that Ultraman is going to indeed be in it, Metamorpho is going to indeed be in a part, and a kaiju will indeed end up showing up in this Superman movie. And honestly, it's one of them situations where this doesn't bug me at all. The idea of Superman fighting a kaiju, some kind of big end world thing where Lex Luthor is the guy behind the entire situation, I think that's hilarious. I think that's spot on, and I think that's going to be absolutely funny. It's going to end up being a lot of fun, boys and girls. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm excited for the first trailer to come out. Hopefully we'll end up getting that in like December, which is a lot of people kind of speculation at this point. Hopefully we'll end up getting it before the end of the year, or maybe actually in November, which when we've got the big con going on down there in the Brazil showcase, which we know DC likes to show stuff off of down there. It'll be very curious to see if we end up getting a trailer. I would love to see one. I'm excited to see what the future of Superman is going to be inside the DC universe, because at the end of the day, everybody just wants a good quality Superman that shows us the hopeful Boy Scout we all know and love. And if you can end up doing that, you're going to end up making the fans happy, and that is the most important part, and that is the most crucial part to any kind of successful franchise out there. So we only have a matter of time before we find out, boys and girls, and at the end of the day, no matter what, James Gunn and Warner Brothers are going to get exactly what they deserve.